Okay, so we're right back into another Dragon Ball Super, got it right this time, card game video, and this one is a deck profile yet again. Hopefully we'll get a few more this week and throughout the week, but I am not alone again. As you can see, this isn't my deck. This is Joel's, back at it again. Hey Joel.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Nothing. We're just out here in the new set. Just doing some,
yeah, man, I'm loving it.
Some new goodness, and yeah, I mean this one is obviously the very staple Universe 7. Just brought it on over. I see, brought it right on over. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's kind of go through a few different things. There's not much I kind of want to preface or anything, but this is obviously a Gogeta / Universe 7 deck, right? And how about we just start? Why did you build this deck?
Well, I already have the Victory Strike. I love U7. You know, everybody knows that I'm always playing U7. So with the new Shenron leader that he can give triple attack, there was no reason why I wouldn't try to make a Shenron U7, you know, Victory Strike. Victory Strike triple attack, it's just very few decks can stop that, if, you know, any, really. And then wanted to play Gogeta, so I basically shoved them both into the same deck.
Look at these. This is stupid. That's just ridiculous, and not to mention that you do have it all cost too, which is a pretty good win con, especially since you can give it critical with the Shenron. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was already running at all cost Vegeta, so really I only needed to add 5 cards, which were the 3 Super Saiyan Goku and then the 2 Gogeta. So add the Gogeta package, so it's not that big of a deal. Didn't like change the way the deck functions, you know. Right.
The only thing it did was, you know, I had more U7 before, and now that's 5 less U7, so it kind of made, you know, the ratios tricky. But right now it's in a good spot. Okay,
that's pretty cool. That one of personal ambition, we'll go through that in a second. This is interesting. So, okay, how do you like this versus the Universe 7 Frieza?
The thing is, both of them do different situations. This deck lacks the removal that the Universe 7 Frieza deck has, so that's where it kind of like falters a little bit, where, you know, with Frieza you can tap a blocker, you can play the Gohans, you can play the Banisher Foos, you can play the Mass Saiyans, you have, you know, a bunch of blocker hate in the deck. And on your kill turn you untap 2 by awakening, and with the Goku you untaps 1, so you always on your kill turn have enough to go into awaken power and battering something.
Right.
So that's where the Universe 7 Frieza is better. But where this guy's better is that
you just attack 3 goddamn times.
Yeah, you don't have to pump the awaken power to win. You can just leave him base 45. He's gonna get 10k from Shenron, and he's gonna attack 3 times. So that's where he has an advantage. Where sometimes with Universe 7 Frieza, you know, aggro will beat you down so much that you can't pump up your secret rare, and then you're attacking for like 60k, 70k. That's very easy to get over. Whereas with Shenron, you give them triple attack, 55k, you're swinging 3 times. They're not going to out combo it 3 times.
Right.
So, yeah.
Very cool. I totally agree, and not to mention that you do have Gogeta, which can attack 3 times as well, pretty much at any time that you have the 7 Dragon Balls. And we didn't go over it mainly because I literally just did a deck profile for Shenron. But if you didn't know, if you are uninitiated, if you are joining back, which, well, I see a number of people coming back into this set because of the wish leaders, because of Gogeta and various other things. Quick rundown is that Dragon Ball goes into Shenron and wishes with 7 Dragon Balls in the drop. And his effect is to activate main. You switch to search your life for your deck for 2 Dragon Balls, and you get them. And then you can draw effectively with these Dragon Balls. And we'll kind of go over I'll ask you about the Dragon Balls in a second, but The once per turn is the same for pretty much every wish leader except for the third wish, which is draw one card, activate main after you wish and flip over, and then choose one desire card with equal or less value of your current energy and activate its main skill. With the Shenron, you can do pretty much any desire card, and World Peace is the only one in here as I can see it. And then this is just your move 7 Dragon Balls from drop area. You pick one battle card, it gains 10k in triple attack, which all of these over here, and even this man, which already has triple attack, so I don't think that works, or even this man with critical and double strike is pretty nasty. And yes, the goddamn Master Roshi has triple attack that one time.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
That was stupid. But we'll kind of go through these. But the last thing I wanted to ask is that with the Dragon Ball not being able to attack, has that been pretty detrimental or kind of inconvenient for you?
It has been. It lets, especially since I don't have remove on the deck, it makes it where the opponent isn't afraid to just play things just for the sake of playing them, because they know that they can just play it, attack, and it's not going to die most likely. So things like Crit Trunks and Kaba and that kind of stuff, if I don't draw my Crisis Crusher, in the beginning of the game, it could be pretty rough. And another thing that I overlooked at first too, which, also goes in with that, is the fact that you can't awaken how an awakened leader would on defense. So if you don't have your 7 Dragon Balls in the drop and they're just pushing you hard, you don't have Crisis Crusher out, it could be a really bad time because you're not going to be a 15k leader that turn.
Right, and you don't run Sensu, so that's another thing. And we already talked about Sensu being before, of like just being real tight on space and not being able to, or it just kind of is clunky, right? Like, what was your reasoning behind that?
So the reasoning kind of goes with, the name of the deck. I'm just very greedy. If I put in the Sensu Beans, it's going to have to take away from, my Gogeta, because I'm not going to take away from the Victory Strike. That's the main, the Universe 7 is the main way I'm going to win, whether it's with Vegeta or full, Power Spirit Bomb or Hope, not just the Secret Rare, just, all of my U7 threats can win the game.
Yeah.
So I would have to take away from Gogeta, but I don't want to take away from Gogeta, because he, when we talk about it, he wins a lot of games that I normally wouldn't win with the Secret Rare, because of the weaknesses that I mentioned, compared to Universe 7 Frieza. Gogeta kind of helps mitigate that. So Sensu Bean is good. It's definitely a card you should have on your side or main board it, but it's not too needed unless you go against some sort of hyper aggro or 1-2 swap and you just get bad draws. The bean can save you, but it's not it's not necessary. Most games you're fine without a bean.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can definitely see it. And if you did have to take it away, I mean, there are options if you want to just focus on the Victory Strike, but Gogeta is sort of hard to not have in there because it is such a good card. I mean, I would probably take out 2 Gogeta, 3 of the Gokus, and then 1 Ambition, maybe 4 Sensu or something like that. I don't know. If you didn't want to be quote unquote greedy, that's the whole name of the deck. Probably be one of the things you can do. No,
that's definitely what you'd take out. That'd be the first things you take out if you're gonna side in Sensu and stuff like that. You can just take out the 3 Gokus, the 2 Hero Revives. That's 4 Sensu Beans in an open space. You can up your Flying Nimbus or your Batarang. Now Batarangs are everywhere. So there's a lot of things you could do. Personal ambition, don't touch my personal ambition. I like it.
I don't know, man.
It stays there forever.
All right. Well, on that note, let's go through the cards. So, Dragon Ball, obviously, and this, I mean, at first glance, 7 Dragon Balls, that makes sense. You don't really have to go over it, but at the same time, we do have 2 other Dragon Ball choices. So, of course, for this one, it's a free 2 draw on pretty much every turn with Shenron, and it's literally a free 2 draw. But the other 2 cards, the one where you pay 1, draw, and then drop 1, and another one is you pay 1 and then you KO 2 costs. So do you have any liking for those 2, or are you just sticking with the zeros?
I'm sticking with the zeros. I did mess around with the 1-star, which is, I do like the 1-star ball. It's just, I never really found a situation where I wanted to play it and make my opponent discard, because I don't really I'm not a hand control deck. And the mirror, it kind of helps them, like when I'm playing against another Wish leader and they play the 1-star Dragon Ball, it's always the best because I can immediately throw in my Goku. Now I don't have to worry about, them attacking me, so I can pitch my Goku or, pitch my Shenron or anything. I just immediately throw it, and now I know that at some point my win turn's going to come and I have the play set up. And if they do another one, I can just throw away, my world piece, which when I wish, I get it back anyway, so it's not really doing anything.
For sure.
So just from like seeing how the 1-star Dragon Ball interacted with my deck, I didn't want to do that to other people's decks.
Yeah.
So I just stopped using it. But it is a good card, depending on your deck, it's definitely nice to have.
Yeah, I think it does depend on the deck and as well as the matchup. Even sometimes if you're running a lot of the... This is something I forgot to go over in the Shenron Explained video. There's a lot to go over. But if you have the 1-cost balls, let's say if you have 3 or 4 of them in your deck, doesn't mean you actually have to play them. Because there are a lot of other cards like the 2-drop trunks in which you can take those 1-cost balls, so that way you don't have to pay that energy and then just go to the drop immediately. Yeah. And it's all very situational, and that's the other thing that that Shenron kind of gives as far as versatility, that you have those searchers to immediate to drop, so that way you don't have to use the energy, etc., etc. And there's other stuff like the Dragon Seeker radar or Dragon Ball radar seeker, what the fuck ever, for Bulma, the one cost black card. So
yeah, Dragon Ball Seeker Bulma.
So I mean that's another thing for those who are energy minded. But for the trunks, that's a big, well, I wouldn't say a bit, well, yes, I will say that is a big difference between Universe 7 Frieza and this one, that pretty much turn 1, turn 2, you can have this active for draw and 10k for free. And then in Frieza, I wouldn't say you have to, but it's probably really needed to use this Universe 7 super combo, because it is a Universe 7 trait and you can use it for your drops. 100%.
And you're not really going to combo Universe 7 Frieza. It's not too vital. You're most likely just going to run them over by pumping up your Goku anyways. So it's a very easy card to just pitch early while it's dead and just draw 2.
Right, exactly. And I've seen that happen. I'm like, why'd you do that? And then later on I get victory stroked and I'm like, oh, that's why you did that. That's cool. Yeah. Thanks, Joel, for making me love this game. Crisis Crusher
You're
Goku.
welcome.
Wow. How is this helping out for you?
It helps a lot. When I play turn 1 and I'm playing against, some sort of red blue aggro deck, it's always the best when they charge like a Kaba or something. Or, the green, Gohan, Crid, all those crazy 1-drops that can just wreck you. He just completely nullifies that, and you know that you're good. You don't have to really worry about getting, rushed down, and you could breathe easy. So he's a lifesaver. He's huge. I was running Kami at first, but Kami would, win games for me less often than Crisis Crusher would allow me to survive and win games. So I put Crisis Crusher back in. He's awesome at 2. Depending on the leader, you can just mulligan for him and Dragon Balls, and that's it.
Okay. Do you see him enough? Do you feel like?
I see him enough. I
don't know that one.
There's
ambition. I don't know.
There's some games where I may not see him when I need him, but it doesn't happen enough where I'm like, okay, I need to put him at 3. With Shenron, you just draw so much that you see at least one of all your cards. Like Bad Rain, you'll see one. I see Personal Ambition all the time. It's you just draw a lot.
Okay, we'll talk through the mulligans in the first few turns right after this, but I think that's pretty good. If you see him enough, then I think that's perfectly fine. Same thing with World Peace. So at 3, do you think that's a good number?
Yeah, at three, that definitely I wouldn't change. Less than that, obviously, you don't want to do, because you need to see 1 or 2. And more than that, it would get clunky. I would end up with a lot of just dead cards in my hand.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You're running 4 objections. 3 World Peace. You have, Universe 7 reps. That's all cards that aren't really going to do anything. So you kind of just want to minimize those. So 3 is fine. You only really need to hit 1 World Peace anyways.
Yeah.
Because before I put Gogeta, which I'll just mention a little bit now, the World Peace was a problem because if they got rid of my Goku or they did something, and I didn't have any more World Pieces, I basically couldn't win. So Gogeta kind of helps me with that, where if they stop, my victory strike or anything somehow, and I don't have world pieces, I know that I could at least play Gogeta and still win.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And we're gonna go through it in a second, but just to mention, of course, if you didn't know what Crisis Thresher did, I already hovered over it. There are no battle cards. They reduce this in your battle area. Reduces by 2. You play for 1, and then players can attack. Both players can attack with energy cost of 1, and then you get to KO 1 once per turn. And then World Peace. You keep getting this question of is it your current active energy or is it your current energy? And just like every other current energy or equal or less value play card, it is your total energy. So unless otherwise it's specified in the Q&A, which is not, and if it's not on the card itself, it's just your total energy. You don't have to count only your active energy in order to use it. So both of these cards, which for Shenron, it's a busted ass card. I hope everybody has a playset of this. If you don't, then please go pick it up.
Super busted.
This is the Shenron card, which you can't attack, and then has the Sparking 5. Choose up to 2 energy, switch to active mode. Choose a battle card 2 or less, which doesn't really apply here, and play it. And then choose a leader card or one of your battle cards that gains 15k in critical. The reason why I wanted to kind of go through this is because there's a lot of targets for this, and there's a lot of targets for World Peace. So what is your plan for these two?
Well, I rarely use World Peace to get my Shenron on. I usually just drop him on turn 3. And there is one target for him, which is my super combo. So that does come into play sometimes, where I use a super combo, and then on the next turn, if I don't have, if I don't feel comfortable just going all in, I can just bring it out and kind of just be more defensive. So the Shenron's huge. The deck performs insane if I'm able to drop him on turn 3, and you don't kill it. If that happens, it's really bad. What happens after that? Yeah. Because being able to draw an untap 2, it's the value he starts generating is too much. But if I don't see him, it's fine. I'm not going to lose because I didn't see Shenron. Right. I get you. Yeah. Okay, that's good. He's just definitely a value card. Oh, excuse me. And I think it does help a lot with all costs, the triple strikers, etc., etc. But one cool interaction, which is since we're going to objection, you just for ramp, you just choose one card and add it to energy. Is World Peace an objection, since it is the choose a battle card equal less of value, which is why I wanted to mention the part of like active energy. So you can kind of explain it, right? Like what's that interaction? You tell me. Basically, usually you win on turn 4, which is when you charge your 5th energy with Universe 7 Frieza. With this deck, you can actually win on turn 3, because on turn 2 you objection, that gets you to 3 energy. On turn 3 you drop Shenron, he untaps 2, then you can use objection to put your 5th energy. And then you use World Peace Art for leader to bring out Goku. He untaps an energy. Now you got 2 open energy, and you can go into the victory strike. So that catches people off guard a lot, because a lot of times they're not expecting it that quick, so they don't leave energy open for like a Mafuba or something like that. So you don't have to worry about not having that energy open for a battering. So on turn 3 you can just go into the victory strike and just kill them right there. Right. Exactly. It's huge. Yeah, I think when I was saying that, not only with you, but a couple other people with different variants of different Shenron. Well, I guess the Shenron too, but with this Shenron objection and just World Peace in general, I think it's just stupid. Like you can just do a lot of cool stuff. No, it's insane. Yeah, and just the free desire is just all about it, and not to mention that if you do pay for for Child's Wish, you can still play 2, and then the next turn you can get the Child's Wish back and do whatever. But after wishing, but I was just thinking, I was just like, how can you play the World Peace first and then flip and then get it back and then do it again? But I'm like, you can't do that. So I think that's still good. So that's cool. It's insane. The fact that you can get Victory Strike off on turn 3, that already says enough. Yeah. That's just stupid. I hate my life. So we got the Super Saiyan Son Goku. This is the vanilla one. I'm guessing it's just a Gogeta target, which makes sense for the ratio. Gogeta target, and he's blue. Yeah, so that's nice. Blue energy is always good.
Tight on energy, if you look back down here, is 12 blue, 15 yellow, 19 black, and then 4 green, which is the Universe 7 Goku. But it all kind of works out. You really need 1 blue at most times, right? And a couple yellow, I think. So I mean, that's really at most. And then there's just the way that Shenron plays with World Peace and all that. Just it makes sense. So we got all cost Vegeta. So this one, play the card, draw a card, and then 1 of your energy, which is a World Peace target, of course. And you can untap 1 right after for free and draw 1, and then choose 2, and you get to KO something and gains 3k power if you have 5 or more energy. Well, so 3k power for each energy, 5 or more energy, choose 1 KO, and then gains triple strike. So busted ass card, always such a good card. So any thoughts on this one?
He wins so many games, it's not even funny. A lot of times you'll play Shenron, and then you can just, if you have like 2 world pieces in your hand, you would have already comboed out, 1 of the at all costs, and you can bring them out as well. You'll have 3 open energy. You can objection, put another energy, and then you can use his ability, pop something, and now he's, 35k triple strike out of nowhere on turn 3. If, if someone's tapped out and their hand's kind of small, you can just go for game. If not, you just let them sit there, and if you give them crit the next turn, you'll basically just kill them with them.
Right. Stupid. Silly. No need for this card for Gogeta. If you haven't seen him already, triple strike, Eden Fusion for 5, 2 blue, barrier deflect, stupid. Sparking 10, which is pretty important because, I mean, with this deck, at the point that you're going to be doing it, you're going to have 10 and drop, but still. Yeah, you'll never. I'll be shocked if you ever get to 5 energy and you don't have more than 10 in the drop. Exactly. And of course, the energy requirement, it's kind of silly just to have that, but it's there. And you just choose 1 card from your life, which is always very important to remember, or else you kill yourself. And then because there's no choice, there's no you can't get around. Yeah, it's not like burst. Yeah, and your opponent shuffles all cards in your deck and draw 3 cards. It's stupid. Zeno's your hand. So this obviously is the greed card, right? Yeah, the greed card, and it's what kind of helped me cover the holes from Universe 7 Frieza, because the fact that I can't really fit minus Killzone here. And a lot of times, since I can't untap 2, especially if I don't have Shenron out, I can go into the Seeker Rare, but I won't have an open energy to stop a Crusher Ball. Or a Mafuba, or anything that would normally stop Victory Strike, I won't be able to battering it. So instead of just gambling, which is what I was doing at first, I'll just gamble. If they had Crusher Ball, I lose. If they don't, I win. If they have Mafuba, I lose. If they don't, I win. And I would win and lose way too often, and I couldn't, it wasn't consistent. All right. This guy, if you have, a bunch of open energy and a huge hand, and you're just, that the Victory Strike's coming and you're ready for it, I just drop him and you lose. That's it. You lose. Tight. So he's just way too good. I drop him, Zeno's your hand, you draw 3 random cards, and most of the times I just pass unless I have Shenron out, then I give him crit and just kill you. But most of the times I pass. You're not going to kill me with 4 random cards, and I have all of my stuff. And then the next turn, I would say 95% of the time, the turn after I play Gogeta, I win. Right. He's way too good. Yeah, I agree. I love the art. Okay, so the next few cards really don't need an introduction, but we'll kind of touch on them real quick. So obviously the Victory Strike Goku. I mean, that's really about it. You need enough Universe 7, which looks like it as far as like the ratios go. So I think that's enough to get to him, because in total you really need 2 Universe 7 for him and then 1 for him. So you need 2 active energy and then 3 Universe 7 in your hand, which kind of is a little difficult. But this guy obviously wins more games than Victory Strike sometimes, with triple attack and then critical. And you don't get the auto, but it's still stupid, especially when you pump up this guy and then power carries over. So that's even the most busted ass thing with this thing is that you attack 2 times with critical 45, 55,000, and then you still have a triple striker, Victory Striker over here right after. So pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, with Universe 7 Frieza, you would
kind of want to eat at their hand more with Hope of Universe 7 and kind of act like you don't have the victory strike so that they can kind of combo out. And then you victory strike when they, wasted a bunch of combos because they don't know that, in their mindset, they're at 3 life or 4 life and this guy has 3 attacks. If he attacks twice and he evolves another one, then attacks 3 times, they're dead. So they got to combo out of like the first couple of attacks at least. Yeah. And then that leaves them open for a very low victory strike.
Yeah.
In this deck, since victory strike is attacking 3 times, you don't really want to do that. If you're going to go for victory strike, you go straight into it and you just pump him, by 10k, give him triple attack, and you swing 3 times.
Crazy.
You don't want to, be attacking and, doing that is not really going to do anything, and you could, they could super combo and then draw something that's an answer if they didn't already have it, and it's just better to just attack.
Yeah, because you have to get out of victory strike. There's no choice.
Exactly. So it's better to just go into victory strike, attack 3 times. If you don't have victory strike, there's 2 ways that you're going to win. It's either by giving the 5-drop Goku right under him crit and triple attack. That's if they're at a lot of life. If they have like 6 or 7 life, you just pump up your Goku like crazy. You give them crit and triple attack, and you attack twice for double strike crit. That's gonna at least do 2 damage for sure, and put them down to 4. And then you can start evolving on top of your Gokus and doing 3, 5, 7 attacks, however many you can get off.
Right.
The other way, if they're already low, like at 4 or less, you just go straight into the Hope of Universe 7 and you attack twice. And like you said, you give them triple attack and that refreshes it, which is dumb, but it refreshes it.
Yeah.
And now you can attack 3 more times. So you could essentially, like with Universe 7 Freeze, if you had 2 hopes, that was 5 attacks. With this deck, if you have 2 hopes, that's 2 attacks on the first one, and then 2 more attacks on the second one, and then 3 more attacks.
Yeah.
So you're 7. It's huge.
It's stupid.
So you'll for sure beat anyone with that. It's 7 attacks at like 60k. They're not gonna stop it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the ruling, right? That's the new ruling, right?
Yep, the new ruling. If something has dual attack or triple attack, whatever, and they attack and they go back to active and they're like 1 attack away from staying rested. If they get buffed by something else that gives it like triple attack, it's a new instance of triple attack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So they can attack 3 more times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one because I was either reading the dual attack, if it has dual attack and you give it triple attack, that's when it doesn't work. I'm pretty sure. Let's just pull up the ruling. Why not?
Yeah, I'm not sure about if it's dual attack and goes to triple attack if it refreshes, but I know that.
Boy, we're doing both. Just tell them.
But I know it gets. So
yeah. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let's go over here.
Which I mean, I play this deck mostly, so I'm not mad about it. But I do think it's dumb that it refreshes the triple attack.
Oh, 100%. Okay, here we go. So a card with dual attack attacks activates dual attack at the end of the battle, switches to active mode, and then afterwards the same card gains dual attack from the skill. That card can if that card attacks again during the turn, does the second dual attack activate at the end of the battle? And yes, it does. So that should apply.
Dual attack, dual attack and triple attack are the same thing, just 1 extra attack. So that same ruling will apply to triple attack or quad attack or whatever.
Yeah, it's under the same ruling, so that's good. Cool. Yeah. All right. So if anybody ever has any questions about that, or if anybody has some qualms against that, an attorney or something like that, or Untap, because people on Untap always loves to correct people, just link them that and show them that. That's always good. All right. So wrapping up with the yellow, the personal ambition. We already kind of talked about
that card in the deck.
I'm getting more and more love with personal ambition. It's not only a cycle draw card, but also if you are any Shenron who's playing yellow, you can activate the desire second wish, and then for personal ambition, and you get a free energy and a free draw. So I feel like in any instance, it shouldn't be a dead card on your turn. And I think that's fine. At 1, whatever. That's another bad ring target. That's fine.
I mean that's rarely. I'm never gonna charge that. I'm never gonna pitch it for like bad ring unless I absolutely have to. But even then, I'd rather just lose at that point because I love that card.
Wow.
But
gonna have to make a sorbet deck.
I mean, I wanted to run more. I mean, you already know I talked to you. You're the one that was giving me advice on what to do. I put 1 just because I hate the fact that if someone doesn't use a 1-star ball and I don't pitch my world peace when I wish, I don't get anything off of that. And being able to play personal ambition, draw, then wish, get it back, play it again, and draw, 2 cards right there is awesome. It basically makes you a draw to awaken leader on those turns.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And then you draw on your awaken side, another one, so that's 3. So I like it a lot. Like you said, it's never dead because it untaps an energy when you play it, so you're never going to tap out playing it. You get it, you draw. If you get it early, even better, because you know that you're going to get it back and draw again. So it's awesome. The only reason I'm not running it at more is just because the deck is so tight. And when we get to the other card that is taking its place, we'll talk about it. But I like it. I like it at 1.
Right. Okay. I see it. I see it. And Fight Nimbus, no introduction needed for that one. Negate the attack and drop a yellow. They can only attack 1 more time. Master Roshi, good counter for any yellow open energy, and is some fodder for Universe 7. And Battering. What was that?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Battering. I kind of already know about that. It's really just good for any Mafuba, or Time Magic now is another threat against Shenron. So Battering is pretty much a staple in Shenron. If you aren't playing that, or if you can't find room for it, then I hope you have a pretty good strategy to get around it, like Hand Destruction or something. Full Power Son Goku. Kind of already know about that one. Take 2 cards and gains 10k, and then it's the target for these guys. World Peace target for draw, and then active mode, etc., etc. And then Universe 7 representative. That's really the only last minute change that you've been making as far as this, right?
Yep.
So
before I talk about the rep, I wanted to mention too, with Flying Nimbus, you're gonna try not to use its second effect more than once, and that one time is being to just pitch your 5-drop Goku.
Yeah.
Because the deck is already really tight. You're already running a kind of low amount of Universe 7 cards. Some of them are blue, so like you might charge an all cost Vegeta because you need a hit objection, and your only other blue is the Goku and Gogeta. So there's a lot of times where you may charge an all cost Vegeta, so that's 1 U7 down. You're gonna charge, a full power Spirit Bomb, that's another U7, and you just start. You got to really keep track of your U7 cards and how many are left in your deck and in your life, so you know that you can actually go into the secret rare. So you don't want to pitch a card for Flying Nimbus unless it's the Goku to get them in the drop. Otherwise, it's fine to just use them as a negate 1, unless obviously you have to or you'll lose. But you kind of want to not pitch yellow cards for Flying Nimbus because you want to save Universe 7 for your win turn, and you want to save a yellow card for Battering. Battering's the one where you're going to pitch whatever yellow you have in your hand to get over something.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Anything else on these? Universe 7 representative, right?
Yeah, Universe 7 rep, I've been kind of going back and forth with it a lot because with this deck, you draw so much that it's a very high likelihood that you're going to hit the secret rare with Universe 7 rep. So that's basically all it's there for. It's there to grab the secret rare. If you use it and you don't see the secret rare, then even if you find another Universe 7, it's not good because you just threw away a Universe 7 to just get one of your other Universe 7s. So now you're fewer Universe 7s in your deck. And if you don't hit anything at all, then that's terrible because you just tapped an energy and threw away Universe 7. That's one less from being able to use it for your evolves. So I like the card, don't like the card. You want to make sure you use it at the very last second before you're trying to go for the win, so that you can guarantee that you hit the secret rare, and that's to save your life. But that's basically all you're going to use it for. You don't want to use it early. You want to use it on turns 3 or 4 to try to hit the secret rare if you don't have it, and that's really all it's good for, which is why I don't really love it, because the entire game it's just a dead card essentially. And you don't really want to toss it because of the same reason I said before. You don't want to toss your Universe 7 cards. So that's why I put, I had it at 3 before and I hated it. So that's when I put the Personal Ambition. I actually like the 3 Personal Ambition, but it just makes, the Victory Strike, up to chance because you can't search for it, which that's no good. So this is just like the best I could, figure out to do that I liked.
No, it makes sense.
you can get rid of a personal ambition and put a third, rep or whatever else you want. But yeah, that's all about that card.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think just the fact that you can find the Exodia card with one energy is just stupid, and the way that you ended up thinning out the deck with the Dragon Balls and all this other draw, it makes sense just to have a tutor to get to it. So that's really good. So I think we pretty much went through everything. As far as worst matchups, do you have any worst matchups as far as this?
Right now, the card that was really, really giving me trouble before was the green Piccolo, that blocker that you have to like keep your hand at like 6 or less.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that guy was really doing work against my deck, especially if they ran surprise attack. It was almost auto lose because I couldn't get a big hand and I had to attack into it and then die to surprise attack. So ever since I added Gogeta, the only bad matchups I would say, and it's not even bad matchups, is just the same things that most decks lose to, which is a bad draw off of Zeno. I mean, that's any deck, and Gogeta, but that's any deck. I haven't really been playing against something that I'm just like, man, it's so hard for me to beat that deck. I've been beating most things with this deck. But Gogeta is the one card that if they drop Gogeta on you, you basically lost. But same thing if you drop your Gogeta on them, so.
Right. Yeah. It's just whoever gets the Gogeta first, really. Yeah.
Hand destruction is not really a big deal because you want to, pitch your cards anyways. So, I mean, if they're making you pitch too many, you can pitch, like your Super Saiyan Gokus or some objections or Shenrons or Crisis Crusher. There's a lot of other cards that you can pitch if they force you to pitch cards that are in Universe 7. So, that's not too bad. But, I mean, obviously they can't beat you. I haven't really found a terrible matchup, so we'll see.
Okay, that's good. All right. And you already kind of made the last minute changes, already kind of talked about matchups. The last thing's really turn 1 to 3 plays or mulligan. What's your strat on that one?
Depends on who you're going against. Most of the time, you want to just mulligan for all your Dragon Balls and any card that's blue, because you want to make sure that you hit your objection early. If someone main boards Dende, it'll slow you down, but Dende also slows them down. I know a lot of people, are conflicted on how Dende counters, ramp decks. I don't think it's too bad, because they're dedicating 3 energy to pop one of my energies, and they're only going to pop one. I can still double objection or objection again, and I play like mentioned earlier with Shenron, where you can play Shenron and then untap 2 and then object again. So even if they sniped you from 4 to 3 and then you go back to 4, you can still get to 5 that same turn. So it's you don't really have to worry about Dende. If on game 1, just ramp 100%. And if you think they side in Dende, I wouldn't side all your objections. You want to win on turn 4 anyways. So whether you ramp on turn 2 or 3 makes no difference. So you charge your energy on turn 2, you don't ramp. Then on turn 3 you ramp and you win anyways. Right. So yeah,
makes sense.
So that's just your Dragon Balls and your objection. You want to wish as fast as you can, because you can't wish on defense. You don't want people to beat you down. You want to just awaken as fast as you can and start drawing, because at that point, from turn 2 onward, you can draw an extra card every turn, and you'll see all your pieces that way. So I always mulligan for, if it's not a Dragon Ball or blue, then I just throw it back into the deck. Pretty much.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yep. You would know a lot better than I. I don't mess with Universe 7 as much as I should. I think I haven't done that because I've reserved it to you. I'm like, I know Joel plays it. I'm like, I just don't want to play it now. So I'm just gonna play everything else.
Not sure what that means, but okay.
Well, I mean, you don't play androids, right?
I don't. but it's because I hate androids.
Okay, well, here we go.
No, I don't hate. I don't hate them anymore though.
Okay.
I actually like them now.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be in the future. I'm working on my androids deck now, and I actually need to go order some cards. Actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, off topic. We talked a lot. Pretty much went through the whole deck, all the thought process and everything. And by the time that this goes up, hopefully you'll be playing this in your next local or bigger tournament, and we'll see how it goes. But been some spackling some hoes on Untapped.
Yeah, I mean it's victory strike, so I mean I don't have to tell you that it's gonna do well. I mean it's gonna do well.
Yeah, it's gonna do well.
You know, whether it's gonna, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be a top deck because there's a lot of things I could, you know, kind of refine to make it more consistent. And not so greedy. But as far as this, I mean, you take this to your locals, you're gonna beat people a lot. So
yeah, just a matter of sequencing and getting used to it, which Shenron does get some time to take getting used to. Okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this one will take you more time to like get good at than Universe 7 Frieza, just because the Universe 7 is so tight. So I mean, even me that, you know, I play Universe 7 a lot, there was times where I would just charge or pitch one too many Universe 7s, and then I'll get to my turn, I'll be like, oh shit, I don't have another Universe 7. And then I'll look through my drop and my hand, and I'm like, oh shit, I only have like a handful of Universe 7 left. I may not draw them. And then, you know, that's the only thing that you got to get used to. You got to be very mindful of the Universe 7s in your deck.
Right, I get you. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. All right. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, man. This deck's really fun. If you're able to play this in real life with the secret rare, it's gonna be hilarious, very trolly, and very salt-inducing when you do a triple attack victory strike. It's always a good time.
Always a good time. Cool. All right. Well, that's about it. Thank you, Joel, for sharing the deck and all your thoughts. And definitely join the Discord if you haven't already. We always go through different decks and different things and different ideas. If you have any to share, we're always there. That one rhymed. Like, dislike, subscribe if you aren't already. If you are, thank you. I'll see you in the next one.
Later, guys.